episode 80 of Fist of the North Star 1 Point. The keyword for this episode is going to be happiness. I just finished watching episode 81, actually, so the next one. So I'm kind of crying right now. Not right now, but I feel it, you know. So, the 80 is also great, but I just watched before doing this episode 81 with Shu, so that's going to be the next video. And the one we're going to talk about is the one with 𝙿𝚎𝚅. I love these recap episodes, I told you, right? Because they change the music, they change a few things. And sometimes they also remove some precise sequences, you know, and so it's making it a bit more dynamic or just a bit different, and it's so good. I just love it. So I'm kind of feeling it right now. But let's talk about what I want to say concerning this episode, okay? The keyword is happiness. So remember the evolution that I try to to present in these recap episodes. So 𝚎𝚎 gets revelation. He was going through hell, absence of meaning. Now he knows, we said, obsession, faith, willpower, I have to fight for a reason. Then there's a friend. Then he sees the counterexample. He sees a person he could relate to because he had a similar kind of experience, but it's kind of the other way. So he sees he's the best person to see his friend's vice, and they go through similar experiences as well, and at the same time they like each other and they complete each other. And eventually he remembers the story of that great man, what he fought for. Now, that actually happens in this episode, but now the next thing to revelation and friend, so what you have to fight for and the example that you have to follow of a person who's going to finish his story, let's say, much before you, because you still have 50 episodes to go. The next thing I want to talk about is happiness. I think that's what's developed here. You may not really see it. The word happiness is explicitly said for Mamiya. 幸せになる, right? Be happy. That's Rei's main motive. You just have to be happy. Okay? And what a horrible fate for a woman to bear, to suffer like this, and to be stolen from her happy life. And Mamiya refuses to live as such, and Rei is going to fight for that. Now, we have developed 𝙿𝚎 a lot. 𝙿𝚎 is such an interesting character. I love 𝙿𝚎. And essentially, we have said many things, but essentially he's repressing what he actually feels for Rei by convincing himself, because his deadly sin, let's say, is envy, quite obviously, right? And he's convincing himself that he is the most beautiful, and so you have all of those women around because he's the most beautiful and he deserves all the beauty, so he captures Mamiya because she's pretty, and all of those women around, and he's so controlling, it's so pathological, it's so uncontrolled, right? Like, you can see that it's an overcompensation of something that he represses in the depths of his psyche, that a woman just changes her haircut and he goes crazy, and it's like, what are you doing? Get away from my sight. And that's how controlling he is, and how you can see this pathology, let's say, this insecurity. So that's his way of being happy. That's the difference you see between a girl who was happy and who deserved to be happy, who got her happiness stolen, and a man who creates his happiness in the wrongest way. He's wrong on the whole thing by stealing it from other people. And he's just relieving his pain. It's very close to the things we said about 𝚎𝚎𝚅, remember? So among the characters who follow a certain star, let's say 𝚎𝚎𝚅 is the Hokuto, one candidate for the Big Dipper. So among these characters, I believe 𝚎𝚎𝚅 and 𝙿𝚎 are the closest to each other, because they're both manipulative and they have these projections, right? Like 𝚎𝚎𝚅 fakes being 𝚎𝚎 and 𝙿𝚎 has those tricks, right? And well, he fakes being Rei basically, but Except, I don't want to develop this much, maybe for another time, but I just want to mention it because I find it interesting. Except Juggy is rather pride, really, like you can see, because he's not that much jealous of Kenshiro. He doesn't love Kenshiro, let's say, deep inside. Well, you have a bit of it, but you don't have the development of it. It's not love, it's pride. He's the best. He should be in Kenshiro's place, so he's Kenshiro. Yuta loves Rei, so it's envy. And so that's a man who wanted to be happy, and he finds his happiness by dying in the arms of that man. Rei finds happiness by finding meaning. So Yuta finally sees. Rei finally finds meaning in that chaos in which he was, that we developed a lot for Rei. And Mamiya, who wanted to be a woman, finally finds a man who will sacrifice for her. She could experience this very innocent, this pure happiness and love of a woman. So the great thing is that with these characters in this story arc, let's say, so Rei and Yuta, right, you see the whole replacement of happiness, of the simple happiness, just let's have a good life. Yuta is massacring people, Rei is just ripping Mamiya's clothes, right? And Mamiya was happy before, but she got that stolen. You see the replacement of this simple happiness, because everyone wants to be happy, by meaning, because you got that stolen. So now there is meaning. I fight for a reason. How does all of this make sense? Why do I have to suffer? But they find meaning. And when that happens, they get to a high level of happiness, which is some sort of serenity. I can die in peace now. And all of this, of course, is for Kenshiro's development. So Kenshiro, who had to sacrifice his happiness, his girl too, so that's with Rei and Mamiya, or Yuta with how he idealizes Rei. Kenshiro, at this point, has to well understand that he's on a mission and he has to fight for that meaning to get to that sort of serenity, that real epiphany, let's say, at the end. So this was the third step of Kenshiro's evolution so far throughout the whole anime.